Hi guys, hope you're well. We're here today and we're going to be looking at cheating. Well, let's call it code manipulation, shall we? But really it's cheating. And we're going to look at how we can start to make our own cheats in various ROMs on various emulators from various games across various eras. Now, I'm sure that, if you've sort of tinkered around with RetroArch and things like that, then, you'll probably be saying, well, cheats are already there. You can already download them and stuff like that. And yeah, I get that. But perhaps sometimes if you don't have access to downloading cheats, you don't know where to do them, how to get them, how to activate them, that kind of thing. Or you just like tinkering around with things and didn't actually know that this was a thing that you could do. Well, settle in because we're going to start having a little look at how you can make your own cheats and just delve and just see how some of these games work. So the first game that we're going to look at is from the sort of the Amstrad era, late 90s, early noughties. This was a game that I had growing up, and if you played these kind of games like me, I'm sure you'll appreciate that they were on the difficult end of the gaming spectrum, shall we say. It's very loud. So, Joe Blade, the idea is that you run and gun, and you're searching for hostages, and eventually you'll make your way out. So what are some of the things that we might want to do? Well, energy being one thing. We might want to start looking at how to get infinite energy, infinite ammo, and there is a timer on there which ticks in when you defuse your first bomb. So, how do we create our own cheats? Well, with RetroArch, hitting a couple of the keys together. So for me, with mine, it's clicking the two thumb pads together, brings you up this quick menu. And one of the things that we can look at is in the cheats section, you have, if we can ever get there, a cheat search function. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to hit, select and move into the next menu, and we're going to start our cheat search. As soon as we do this, code that is running through the game is being monitored. We can sort of probe values that either stay the same, that decrease, or increase. So, as soon as we've started that search, what we can do is go back to the game, fire off a few rounds with our guns, and then we can go back into the cheat menu. We can say to it what area of code, what line of code is now less than it was last time. So 20, we can see at the bottom, 20 pieces of code are actually less than they were before. Now, doesn't give us much to go on. 20 lines of areas of code is quite a bit. So we're going to go back into the game. We fire off again. We go back into the menu. What's changed now? Now there are 7 lines of code that are different. We go back again. Now we're down to 3. Now we're down to 2. So it's sticking at 2. We now know that 2 of these values at the bottom that have been sort of identified could potentially be the areas of code that monitor our ammo. So what we can do is add these 2 matches to our code list. When we go back, we're presented now with these 2 lines of code. One of these is potentially an infinite ammo cheat. So we can hit them both on, we can resume the game, and now we can see, by the sounds of it, our ammo isn't going down. I'd quite like some infinite energy as well. So we're going to go back to the cheat search and start the search engine again. When we go into this screen, we've got a baddie. As soon as he hits us, we flick off because we can see that our energy has gone down. So we're going to search now the memory for values that are less than before. 4,000 is quite a lot. Go back in. We can come out, see what's less than before. Now we're only down to 24. We have to be quick because we don't want to die. Now we're down to 4. Can we get that any lower? We're down at 2. Can we get it any lower before we die? No, we're going to stick at 2. We can add the 2 matches to our list. And again, now we should have unlimited energy. And we can see that our energy isn't changing. It's now locked at that sort of level. So in the space of 2 screens and a couple of minutes searching, we have got ourselves infinite energy and infinite ammo. And then the last thing that we can do, for now anyway at least, is actually I think as a byproduct, no, I thought I'd got infinite keys then. Something we could look at later perhaps would be infinite keys. So as you move through the door, see which values drop. So the last thing I was going to try and do there was look for a bomb. Although, beggars belief, we're probably not going to find one as we're moving around, because it's just going to say, no, you're looking for a bomb. I'm not going to give you one. So we'll just give it a couple more screens. So hopefully, just with that first one, you're starting to get the idea of how it can be used. There, we found ourselves a hostage. How it can be used to create your own sets of cheats. Now that's using the function less than. What you could always do is you can also use the other ones to increase value. So if you were looking for something, greater than, see which goes up. Again, lots of these things are sort of, hit and miss, trial and error, that kind of thing. But it's part of the fun, really. In my opinion, anyway. I don't think we're going to find a bomb. So what I'm going to do is we're going to leave Joe where he is, and we're going to move on to the next game that I prepared for us. So moving sort of forward. In fact, we'll do this in chronological order, shall we? So we'll hit up Super Mario Land. Super Mario Brothers. Yes, on the NES this time. It's a classic. So what we can do is, let's see, what would we like from this game? Well, that timer's running pretty quick, isn't it? And if we're going to mooch around for a little bit, perhaps we're going to want to stop that time. So, into cheats, start and continue cheat search. The cheat engine is running, the searching. Let the timer drop down for a couple of seconds. Less than before, 22. Back into the game, less than before. Now we've got 3. Back into the game. Now we've got 1. You're looking for the lowest possible count that you can get. Because the thing is, other values are obviously changing all the time. I'm by no means an expert. In fact, I would say I'm as far away from an expert in classic game coding as you could get. But I do know that values in memory are changing all the time. As these games move on, there's timers and things like that running. So the lower you can get this count, the better. It gives you a better indicator, excuse me, of what it is you're playing with. So now we can turn that on, and we see actually the timer hasn't stopped at all. So we can reset the search. Less than. Less than. Less than. Now we've got a 1. Is it the same one? It's a different one this time. Perhaps it will give us the... No. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's try something else. Let's see if we can get ourselves some infinite lives. Like I say, this isn't an exact science. It's all about trial and error, having a play around and seeing what you can come out with. So we'll start the search. We'll take a hit on the life. So we've got 180 values less than before. suppose actually thinking about it, on the last life probably wasn't the best best time to try that one, was it? So we'll try again, shall we? We've got 3 lives. We're gonna start the cheat search. Take a hit on the life. We've got 144 that were less than before. Now we've got 3 that were left before. And do you know what? For 3, I think I want to give that a go. We can turn them all on. So, at the minute, we're still getting a game over, even though we thought we had an infinite life. Right, so, what we can also look at is, the eagle-eyed among you there would have spotted the fact that we are starting now with 1 life. One of these values is telling the system that we've only got 1 life left. So something else that we can do is, if we go onto the cheat and go into the actual cheat itself, one of our values here could be set to 1. And again, it's all trial and error. It's all playing around. Can we find that one of these values can be set to 1? Can we set it to high? Here we go. Okay, so this value here, now 1 being our last life, set to 0, what we could do is let's have a little play around with this. Let's set this value to 10 and see if it changes the amount of lives that we've got. And actually what I'm going to do is now go back in, take a hit on the Goomba. There we go. So just by a little bit of playing around, we can now see that this value here, this code, excuse me, this one, this is our 1 for live. So while we might not get to be able to get the get us infinite lives, for want of a better phrase, we can change this value, and that will now always stick at 10. So as we move through the game, anytime we die, we know that we're still going to be in the money as far as lives are concerned. Okay? Right, let's leave Mario alone for a bit. I think he's died enough. Okay, so the next game we're going to look at, I thought we'd go for a fighting game this time. We'll go for the good old Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2, if you will. It's my personal favourite. I remember seeing the Mortal Kombat 1 cabinet in a local shop, playing it quite a bit. When Mortal Kombat 2 hit the shelves, I was able to get it at home on the SNES. Whoa, that was a good. In fact, I think I had it for Christmas. And what a good time that was. Just everything about Mortal Kombat 2 was magnificent. The sound, the characters, everything was amazing, and it's still my favourite Mortal Kombat game to date. So, same as before, just before the round starts, we're going to go into cheats. We're going to start that search, and as soon as Raiden lays a fist on us, we're going to look, has our energy gone down? Okay, so we've got 4,000 values at the minute, or over 4,000 values that have gone down. So we're quickly going to go back. We're going to come in and out. So now we're down to 341. In and out. 22. In and out. Down to 5 now. In and out. Down to 4. In and out. So we're sticking at 4. Right, so from our 4, let's see if one of these is one that can give us the unlimited energy. Let's turn them all on and let's see what happens, shall we? Okay, here we go. So we've got that unlimited energy. We can also see actually that the clock is doing some weird things as well. It's going up and down. I'm a little bit concerned that if that turns into 0, we could be in trouble. So I'm going to go back into my cheats and I'm just going to turn number 3 off. Our energy is staying the same. The time is still going down. So we'll leave that one off. Number 2, energy is staying the same. Time is still going down. So we'll leave that one off. Cheat number 1, energy is down. Okay, so we know that cheat number 1 is our energy. So let's turn cheat number 2 off and we'll see what happens when we start back up. Time's at 99. Energy, so our energy goes down. It's been set at that level. The clock is going down, so we know that the values that we've changed are setting our energy to a certain level, but locking it in at that level, okay? So it's not going to go any lower.
Round 3, fight.
We can see no matter what he does to us, it's not going to get any lower. It's locking in. Time's still going down. And although he's hitting us, it's ticking into that danger. It's not going down. Unless, for good measures, I thought on this one, if you uppercut them, it went into the acid. So we've managed to figure out that this code locks in our energy. Let's have a little peek inside, see what's going off, shall we? Because it may be so that we can see here. Look, the value is set to 15. Is that 15%? Is that 15 hit points? Who knows? Let's change that value and see if, when we go back into the game for our next fight against Katana, we can see this time our energy, it doesn't go as low. So it's being locked in at a value that we set. Okay. A couple of other things that we can do. So we can rename it. Okay, so we can give it a name, a description. Okay, so we could just put energy. Energy. And we can also save it. Save the cheat file as MK2 so that if we wanted to load this back in the future, we wouldn't have to go through this rigmarole again. Okay. Okay, so the last game we're just going to take a little peek at is Quake 2. Okay, I've just picked this one for the PlayStation because I wanted a more modern game, and yes, I'm well aware that this game is now over 25 years old. You may have noticed from sort of the previous menus that I had Resident Evil 2 saved in my favourites. What I didn't realise was that they were actually Spanish versions, and just at the minute I couldn't navigate my way through the menus to get the game loaded up. But just for just to sort of show that we can use this on different different systems and how we can do it, I thought, you know what, we'll go for a game that's on the PlayStation. So we'll get Quake 2 loaded up. Don't think I've actually played Quake 2. I remember playing the original Quake on the PC, and then Quake 3 Arena, I think it was on the Dreamcast, but no, Quake 2's sort of not been on my radar before. So, same as before, we'll start the cheat search, and actually, let's fire off a few rounds. Search values less than before. 24,000 less. Okay. Tell you what, let's. Oh man, this is. Okay, here we go. This perhaps will yield something a bit better for us. So, less than before, 6,000. Less than before, 91. Less than before, 9. Less than before, 7. Less than before, 5. Okay, so we're sticking at 7. So what we can do now, 7's not ideal, if I'm honest. We would probably want less than 7, but we'll add them to our list. Before we turn any of them on, let's have a little peek inside. So we're looking for a 4 or perhaps a 3. So that's set to 143, 143, 143, 143, 143. Okay. Well, let's turn them all on, shall we, and see what happens. That is a shame. That's still going down. Okay, well, so these. Who are you? Okay, you don't like me. That's fine. Let's turn these ones off. Let's do a new search, see if we can do something about that health. So, search, gone down, 4,000. Okay, so we've managed to find a memory value in Quake that is giving us that infinite energy. So although we've got 10, so it's not ideal. Okay, so what we can do now is go back in. We know we've got 15 health points. So we can look to see if any of these. Here we go. Okay, so that one, number 7, has got a 15 in. Number 8 has got a 15. So I bet if we were to set this one to 40 to 50, there we go. So something between these two values that we've got locked into number 7 and 8. This memory address is the one that is being used for energy. I've got no idea what the other ones could be used for. Things like position, some sort of perhaps the amount of energy or ammo that this enemy has. It could be anything. Okay. So yeah. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this. Like I say, it's a video that I've wanted to make for quite a while because I enjoy messing around and sort of just fiddling around with things. It's by no means a comprehensive guide. It's just sort of showing you how to dip your toe in to the the world of code manipulation, for want of a better phrase, in things like RetroArch and stuff like that. So RetroArch. So like I say, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like and a subscribe and a sort of hit that notification bell so that you receive updates when we post other videos. And if you stumble across any crazy codes, because remember, everything is code. So positioning on the screen, speed at which you run, and things like that. If you come across anything that's insane, drop us a link or a screenshot or anything like that, and I'll be sure to check that out. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye for now.